Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a makeup tutorial that's inspired by Miss Universe 2015, Pia from the Philippines. I was super excited to see that she won. Of course, I was watching live when that whole awkward situation was going down. If you follow me on Snapchat, you would have seen my reaction to the whole thing, but in any case, you know, whatever. I'm not gonna get into that drama because I had enough of that on Twitter. The makeup that she wore during the pageant, and even just some of the makeup that I've seen on her, you know, through my research of her. The makeup is very elegant and it really just accentuates her natural features. That's the kind of makeup that I personally love to wear. And so I wanted to do a tutorial that's inspired by her, and it's more my take on how she looked at the pageant. So if you want to see how I created this look, then keep on watching. Okay, so for the sake of saving a little bit of time, I've already done my foundation, concealer, powder, and brows. So we're just gonna move on to the eyes. I'm going to start off by using a base. This is Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I'm just going to run that all along my eye area. To me, her eyes had a very brown tone to them, and it looked more matte other than the highlight. I'm going to start off with a matte cream shade. Today I'm going to be using a Tarte palette that I bought from QVC, and so I'm just taking this creamy color called Confetti Cake, and I'm just going to use that as my base color from lash line to brow. This will help us blend all the colors together more easily and set that primer. I'm going to be taking a light brown shade for our upper crease. In this palette, it's Make a Toast. I'm using a blending brush from MAC, and I'm just using that on the upper part of our crease. This is just going to help add some definition, and I'm also sweeping that at the edge of my eye just to give it a little bit more shape. So first I'm looking and seeing where my crease is, and I'm going right above that. So it'll really depend on your eye shape on how far up you bring this. Next up, I'm taking a rusty brown color. I'm going to be using MAC's Embark eyeshadow. It's a matte shade. It's kind of a darker brown with a red undertone. And on a fluffy blending brush, I'm just going to use that to define my crease. It came out a little bit more smoky than I wanted to, so we'll fix it in just a minute. So from the picture that I'm looking at, it looks like her lid has a tiny bit of a lighter matte brown shade on it. Since this is more of a inspired look, I'm just going to wing this a little bit by mixing a couple of colors together. I'm just taking this light brown color from MAC called Rich Flesh and Morocco from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm just mixing the two of those and adding that as my lid color. I think this gives it a nice, like a lighter reddish brown shade. So I'm putting that all over my lid. And now just to make it a little bit more of a reddish brown up here in our crease, I'm just going to take some more of Morocco, and on a fluffy blending brush, I'm just going to bring that into the upper crease again. Then I'm just going to clean up the brow area a little bit more with the cream shade that we used. So it doesn't look like her liner was super black or intense. So I'm going to go in and use a dark brown pencil liner. This is Tarte Amazonian Clay Eyeliner in bronze. And I'm going to use that to line my upper lashes. And it doesn't have to be super clean or anything. We're going to smudge that out here in a second. Sorry I keep messing with the lighting. I'm using my new Canon 70D, so I'm still trying to figure out how I want all the settings, you know. So I'm taking Chocolate Martini from this Tarte palette and a really small smudging brush, and I'm just going to use that to smudge out that line. Next, I'm tightlining my upper lashes with some black gel liner. And I'm using MAC Black Chalk Fluid Line. I'm gonna go in with Dancing Shoes from the Tarte palette. I'm gonna take a little detailing brush and just run that along my lower lash line. I'm gonna put it really close to my lash line as possible and just run it along there. Then to brighten up our eye look, I'm going to highlight the inner corners of my eyes and at the arch of my brow with more of a shimmery cream eyeshadow. My favorite one to use is MAC Rice Paper. I like applying it with this brush from Real Techniques, and I just pop it right on the inner part of my eye And I feel like it really opens up the eye area. And then I'm going to do the same at the arch of my brow. I almost never use shimmery shadows here anymore, but that's what her makeup looked like, so I'll just go ahead and do that. And then I like to take that brush we use for our base tone and just kind of use that to blend a little bit between the brow and the crease colors. I'm going to be using some Ardell Glamour Wispies. These have the most fanned out kind of look, so this is what I'm going to be using today. Alright, now we're going to work on our lower lashes. Her lower lashes were super defined, long, and I guess you could say spidery, but I personally like that look. Taking Tarte's Lights Camera lashes, and I'm going to put several coats of this on my lower lashes and really just trying to separate them and elongate them as much as I possibly can. I feel like that's nice and spidery enough. Now we don't want to forget about our upper lashes. I think my lash glue has pretty much set by now, so I'm just going to run some mascara over them just to blend my real lashes and false lashes together and to make my falsies look more fanned out as well. Try not to get mascara on your face. Now I'm going to contour my cheeks. I'm using my new NARS Stephen Klein like cheek palette. Mike got this for me. It's one of my early Christmas presents. So I'm going to be taking the contour color in here, and I'm using my NARS Ita brush. And so I'm going to tap it first against where I want it to be contoured, and then just run that back and forth. And then when you blend, you want to blend in more of an upward and outward motion. Alright, then I'm going to just bronze up my face a tiny bit. I'm going to use a really fluffy brush, and I'm taking the bronzing shade in this palette, taking the Laguna bronzer, and I'm just going to run that along my hairline just to warm up my overall face. I'm going to go with this shade. It is Blasphemy. It's kind of this rosy, plummy tone, and I'm just going to apply that to the apples of my cheeks and sweep that backwards. And for highlight, I'm just going to add the tiniest amount to the tops of my cheekbones. And then I'm going to wipe that brush off again, and then just go in and blend my cheek. And I love this brush because it's so wispy, so it does a really good job of just blending. It's kind of like a 217 for your face. I really like it. And this is a 137 from MAC. I have another one from Tarte that came with my QVC bundle, and it looks very, very similar to it. It's just a little bit smaller. Alright, so I'm going to do my best to recreate her lip color. So I'm taking a lip liner from MAC. This is called Spice. And then to have more of that glossy effect without actually using gloss, I'm going to be taking a cream sheen formula from MAC, and this is Modesty. And it's just this pretty pink color, and I think that the combination of this with the lip liner will really mirror what Pia had worn. Alright, and that completes my Pia inspired makeup tutorial. I hope y'all liked it. This is just my interpretation of her makeup. It is not an identical copy, it's more just my take on it. So I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial. It's definitely a really glam and pretty look. I would definitely wear this out to some special occasion, for the holidays, or just on any day that I wanted to look glam. So I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And I will talk to y'all in my next video. Definitely something that I would wear on a special occasion. On how her makeup looked. Damn it! Everyone, just leave me the F alone. Okay. All of my other Filipinos out there. Alright, y'all.